Oh, come around the corner. Holy cow. Welcome back to the channel, gamers. My name is Tacti. Thanks for clicking on this video. Okay, today's video, I'm going to try to be as concise as possible, but there's a lot to go through. I just want to provide a general overview of what to expect with this game and maybe point at some things that you knew, some things that you didn't know, just how to get into your first game of World War III and enjoy it and understand what the heck is going on, because there are a lot of new players coming in. Just figured I'd make a guide. Now, I'm going to try to leave some timestamps down below. I don't know how effective that's going to be because I kind of bounce around all over. I'm doing this new thing with creation where I try not to have a script at all. We'll just see. But in general, this just provides a brief overview of what to expect with the game, the customization, how to set up your classes, just those basic tips there. So we're going to hop right into it. If you enjoyed the video, definitely give it a like, subscribe if you want some more guides. I've got some more planned in the future, but that wraps up this intro. So let's get into it. Be bold, be courageous, stay tactical. All right, welcome to the main screen here. There are a couple different things that you're going to want to do before you hop in. First, you want to change your name. It's going to be something like player number, and you'll want to change it to anything but Tacti. And then you want to head over to customize. You're going to have little flashies here that are very, very annoying, so just click on that, hit the delete, so then you're not annoyed the whole time. But before you want to hop into a game or set up your class or anything like that, there are a couple different things that you're going to want to do. You want to head to settings, and you want to go to gameplay here. You could change a bunch of different things. We'll get to some of these, but one of the first things that you're going to want to do is change your team color. You got the team, the squad leader. These just make it easier to see your team on the battlefield and where they're located. Sometimes they can be a little bit difficult depending on the map, but just the brighter colors, for me, the better. And you can customize the HUD here just a little bit, take off gameplay tips, take off chat if you're going to record anything, because you never know what anybody is going to type. Then you want to head to soldier, and this is where you can customize your HUD a little bit more. You can see all these things here, and that's just personal preference. You could change the HUD color if you want, but I don't really mess a whole lot with that, other than to take things off sometimes just to make it a little bit more immersive. You can change the minimap. The minimap is useful in those close quarters, so depending on how you want to use it, whether you want it big, little, that's, again, personal preference. You want to head to hit markers here, and this may not do a whole lot for you, but it may help you adjust your aim a little bit, because you can see whether you're hitting the head armor, hitting the armor plate, if you need to aim up or down a little bit, just some of those things. It doesn't do a whole lot again. World markers, again, just world markers. You can see them pretty well in general. And then this is the big one. If you don't want to get sick, if you don't want to look like Uncle Larry at Thanksgiving this past week, you're going to want to turn camera shake off and head roll off. Otherwise, it looks like your player's drunk, and it'll make you sick for real. Then you want to head to audio, because there's some things that you want to change. Music, turn that off. There's no reason to play with music ever, but you can do that if you want. But I don't like music on. And then here's the big one here. So with your players, you hear enemies shouting when you're on the battlefield. So with your players here, you want friendlies to be English and the enemies, of course, to be your enemies. So you can change this to a bunch of different things. They've got a bunch of different languages here. I'm going to change mine to French, just so that they don't sound intimidating or anything like that. And that's pretty much all you're going to need there. So let's hop back in here. We're going to go customize, because there are a few different things that you need to know. Identification, there's a ton of customization here. You can get a different banner, you can get a different little thingy here, you can get a different flag, America Best. But then you have equipment, and then you have your strikes, and then character. This is pretty much all cosmetic except this. If you take this off, then your head is completely exposed. So you're not going to have any armor on your head to protect you there. None of these offer any greater armor or anything like that. It can be customized, but it's in a different area. So always keep a helmet on. There's really no reason to go without a helmet. Everything else is just whatever you want. Let's go to equipment first. Now, you're going to have these three unlocked, I believe, before you get any of these other things unlocked. And the progression is quite long in this game, but let's just set up a class here. As far as classes go, it's all based on your weight here. So this keeps coming up. So you've got low mobility there and a really, really heavy weight. So you're going to be really slow, and your tactical sprint's going to be not as long as if you had 2 pistols, right? So keep that in mind while you're setting this up. It's going to determine what kind of speed you've got. So let's just say, for example, we decide to go with a little pistol. You're going to have higher mobility there, but we don't want that. We're just going to go with the standard MSBS here. And then secondary, these are great for tanks, not so great for mobility. We're just going to put the Glock back on. Here is one of the things that really affects your weight here. So you've got these 3 different plates here. This steel plate blocks quite a few rounds, pretty heavy rounds. The ceramic plate offers the, well, second best level of protection, and Kevlar is the lowest. Mostly pistol calibers. Doesn't really do a whole lot. You'll get smoked pretty quick, but it is the lightest, so you will be fastest. The same thing goes for the head armor here. You've got the titanium, and then you've got the Kevlar. So titanium is obviously going to be a little bit stronger, but it does affect your weight a little bit. Then you've got here the gadget, the equipment pack, med pack. You toss these down. This is exactly what it looks like. So also, if you see an enemy one of these down, you can use one of those as well. Your friendlies are always going to be marked, but if you see one of these just laying around, you can pick these up or heal. This will bring you to full health. Equipment pack is just for grenades right now. Ammo pack is for ammo. And armor pack is for armor when you unlock that. Going on to grenades here. Frag grenade is kind of the standard one. It's got a funky animation right now, but hopefully that changes in the future. Anti-take mine for me is pretty much worthless. I just feel like I'm moving around too much. I don't know exactly where the vehicles are going just yet. But you do have that, and you have Claymore Mine. I believe it takes 2 of those to kill someone. I haven't been killed by one, but I have been hit by one. So, and then you've got C4, anti-tank grenade, which I'm excited to unlock this because vehicles can be very, very annoying. You've got the Semtex grenade, and then this is the impact grenade. So we've got some time before we get there. Moving on now to the backpack, and you use this by hitting I by default in the main menu. These are specific, so it's not like you can choose exactly what to drag and drop in here. I really wish that you could do that, but you can't. They're special optics. But you've got this sight, which you never want to use because it's awful. You've got the NC Star Gen 3 scope. This one's pretty good. You got a reflex sight there. You know, just things that you will unlock in the future. I don't see me using this a whole lot, but we'll just see. You've got the offset aim point, especially if you have high magnification stuff on. You can plop this on from your backpack and use it like that. And then a couple other side scopes. But underbarrel, there's an underbarrel shotgun, underbarrel grenade launcher. I have yet to use either of those, so we'll just have to see how those work out. Muzzle, suppressors, those will be good once I unlock those. And then under gadgets here, you've got a few different gadgets. Right now it's just a smoke grenade, but there are a few different things. The mini drone is pretty nice because it's, well, a mini reconnaissance drone. That's a hard word to say. So you can see here, you've got assault rifles, battle rifles, LMGs, sniper rifles, shotguns, sidearms, specials, and the SMGs. I feel like these should be switched, but whatever. SMGs are really good at close range. The Vityaz has such a high rate of fire, and they're pretty accurate close up, so you can hip fire this thing all day, and it's going to be pretty good for you. Assault rifles, medium range, battle rifles, longer ranges. You can use it up to medium range. Normally it's pretty effective there, but they're hard hitting, right? So they do have a full auto and a single fire on here. They're pretty hard hitting. LMGs, you're going to have to, well, you probably have a difficult time controlling the recoil, but if you're laying down prone especially, it's really, really good because they do fire a lot of bullets and pretty quick. They're also pretty heavy, but the movements on these things are really, really slow. The ADS, this is just not my cup of tea here at all. Sniper rifles, so far we've got 3 of them. Shotguns, I never use these because they're worthless. Pistols, only use these as sidearms, of course. This is a 3-shot burst. Specials, RPGs, obviously, SMGs. So the SIG is the best one of there. Now let's look at customizing your weapon here. Here, you can customize the red dot sight. So this is performance, all performance, and you've got personal. So these are just the things that don't really affect performance, but are still really, really cool. Let's go performance first. There are tons of sights. Look at these. These are just the standard red sight or red dots. These are the irons. You get all of these if you want. Here's medium magnification, and here's special. You can have secondary sights, which are side rails there. This is the saddest thing for me. They have this in here. I'm going to mention that until my mouth is sore. But this this is supposed to be like a magnifier that flips over, as you can see by this little hinge here. Oh, that makes me sad. But they just use it as a red dot there. But whatever. A bunch of grips here. You can change the magazine style. The smaller the round. So if this only holds 20 rounds in its capacity, it's going to be quicker to reload. The triangle skeleton is going to be a very long reload. You can also have some other ammo. Like this is FMJ, that's your standard ammo. And then if you hold R while you're playing and you have one of these equipped, you load a magazine of armor-piercing ammo. So that's pretty cool. Side, you can have flashlights, lasers, all that, and they all have their pros and their cons over here, as you can see. Flashlights are really, really cool because they passively spot them. So if you're aiming down your sights and an enemy crosses your path, this spots them automatically there. Now, this barrel system, I have yet to test it, but the longer barrels are going to increase the damage and kind of make it like a battle rifle, right? Like the ones we had back here, the battle rifles. So looking forward to seeing how those really play out. And then muzzles, of course. Let's see. Decrease vertical recoil. Well, heck, what am I doing with the default muzzle? Let's put that bad boy on. So there's all that personal. You could change your weapon's skin. Right now I just have olive unlocked, but you can see all these skins here. And one thing to note here, I actually forgot about this. You can change the skin of your optic too. You see how I just clicked on that? If I unlock these skins, yeah, that's just olive right now. But if I unlock skins for this, you can change the skin on every single part of this weapon that you modify. That's just a really, really cool feature. There's an emblem that's pointless, but you can change your pistol grip. Look at all these. This is the best part. Pistol grip. You could change the hand guard to make it longer, shorter. It just looks really, really cool. Change the stock there. You can put a sniper stock on it if you want. None of these are changing, unfortunately, but magazine funnel, that's new in this one. I don't think that was in the other one. Maybe it was. So there you go. That's customization. Oh, one thing you need to know. Marksman. Nope, one thing you need to know. Sniper. With the sniper, these optics here, these high magnification optics, all these, they have a sniper glint on them, right? So it's going to show up on people's screen. They're going to be able to see it. However, medium magnification, none of these have them on it. So keep that in mind as well, especially this is a 5X and in your backpack is a NCSAR 6X. So that doesn't show anything, and it's also 6 times magnification there. And keep in mind too, the higher the magnification, the slower the ADS is going to be, right? Like with iron sights, this is going to be really, really quick aiming down sights, but you also have iron sights, so they're kind of awful. Now we're going to head into strikes here. These are just the ones by default, but you can change these quite a bit. You've got some radars, you've got jammers, you got explosives, which are really nice. You could do bombing. This is a JDAM, so it's a bombing run. Brings a stealth bomber over and just drops a few. Napalm is the coolest. You get artillery strikes, and then you get airstrikes. These are guided. So you just bring these bad boys down and aim for tanks, but they're pretty difficult to maneuver and kind of see where you're going at this point. The jammers are great. The Barracudas, or the OTVs, are great because they show everybody on the map. They put little dots or little squares around them. And then the last one here, you can have some vehicles, some aerial drones. Quadcopters are pretty nice because they're pretty cheap, and you go around flying and they just explode. The heli drone you'll rarely see, and it's only really good with explosives on it. Right now it's just got the miniguns on it. And then the suicide drones, this goes after the tanks. You can use these. Land drones. All the drones, by the way, are just remote controlled, so find yourself a corner and use them. I like the IFVs the best. They are the most mobile, so they get away pretty quick. Tanks are pretty difficult. Here's the AFV. It's for armor, kind of similar to IFV, except for armor. Tank destroyer. That's primarily one that goes after tanks. It's got a, well, it goes against tanks. I don't know what else to say about that. There are 3 different tanks in this game. Tanks to me are slow, but they are very, very robust. So you may have some difficulty taking them down. The best thing that you can do is communicate with your team and bring in some RPGs when you need to. Luckily, you can change your loadout while you're in game. So let's get into a game. There are TAC Ops and Team Deathmatch. We'll get into Tactical Ops here, and I'll show you a few things. All right, first thing you need to know. There's friendly fire. Don't shoot your friendlies, okay? But there are a few different things that you'll need to know before you head out into battle. You've got some tanks back in here. This here is a mobile spawn. Everyone seems to forget about this, so you want to take your mobile spawn out there. Don't forget about it. But as far as gunplay goes, some movement. You've got walk, crouch walk, sprint, tactical sprint, crouch sprint. And then for prone, it's actually a pretty cool system. It's not just prone. This is prone, but you can flip over like this, double tapping D, double tapping A. But you can kind of move backwards. That's really, really a cool feature to me. As far as your weapon, so this is full auto. Reload here. You can hit N, and that changes the rate of fire. Or not the rate of fire, the... I can't think of the word, whatever. So I change it, and this is a 2-shot burst, so it's not my favorite, but something like with the marksman rifles, it's really effective to just single fire. I really don't use that there. But if you're trying to shoot an enemy across the map there and you've got a marksman rifle, it's going to be a lot better if you just go single fire there instead of full auto. But both can be effective. This map is pretty big, so you'll be able to see a lot of people. It's kind of a sniper's paradise here, but this is TAC Ops. As you can see, there are points on the map. C2, B1, all those things. The goal is to capture the corresponding points. So there's A2, and we want to capture like A1. Here's C2, we want C1. So if you have these, you score points up top there. And the goal is to get to 5,000 points. Meanie. And the only way to do that is if you capture like A1, A2, B1, B2. So if not, then nobody gets points. Like you can see nobody's got points on the top of our screen. That's because nobody has both sides, right? That guy is gunning for us. So once you have that down, one of the things you need to know are your strikes and just kind of the general gameplay. So I have a squad leader. He is marked to defend this, right? He uses his X button to mark things, and you can mark that. I'll go over that in a second. But when he says go get C2, and if I go defend C2, or he says go get B2, and I go get B2 and follow his orders, I get a ton of points, right? So you don't have to be good at this game. You don't have to be a good shooter at this game to really thrive and to level up. So that's one thing you really, really need to know. And so then these strikes to the right there, I have negative 14 points, but you get battle points when you follow your squad leader's orders, when you get kills, when you get assists, stuff like that. So the more points you have, the faster you're able to use your strikes, and you're able to really use that to your team's advantage, and it helps you out. So it really promotes teamwork here. It promotes movements with the team. It promotes following what your commander, your squad leader says. So that's great. There's a lean mechanic. Remember that. Lean right over there. Lean right over there. Good stuff. And then another thing, there is VoIP in this. I have not heard anybody really use it except for once. But with the X button, like let me mark an opponent, because the X button is the spot button. I'm gonna spot someone here. Okay, so coming over here. Ouch. You can mark people. You can kill people. Time to kill is very, very low. Got 3 of them. 4 of them. Well, geez. You guys are making me look good. And then you can mark like a general area where you expect enemies to be. So if I hold this, mark point. Or if I hold this, well, I'm going to mark this guy first. If I hold this, cover this area. See that? So I mark the point, and then I click mines. So you can see that you can just communicate there. Okay, while we're dead, we can do this. This shows where they can hit you, and again, they can hit you around. This is where you're protected with the plate. This is where you're protected with the helmet. Here's the deployment screen. You've got A1, A2. You can spawn where you have captured, like even this one, because nobody on the enemy team is capturing this. You can spawn on that, or you can spawn on your squad, which is pretty nice. And then here's the MRAP as well. So you spawn in that. When you're in the vehicle here, you can switch seats if you do F1 through F5, F6, depending on how many people are in here. So I'm gonna get out and get this guy. If you need to refill something, you hit 3, toss that bad boy down. Now I'm picking up grenades, and you can look up as well as long as you still keep holding F. These points here, while you're capturing these points, it goes much quicker when there are more people on it. So definitely listen to your squad leader. All right, so you can also change classes once you die. So right now I have this and an RPG, and I didn't have that before. I just had a pistol. There are these areas around here that you can refill. They are marked on the map. Oh, that's my guy. My bad. So, vehicles. They're weaker in the booty. There we go. It's best if you get them straight from behind, but they got a weak booty. They haven't been doing their squats. Missed. Yeah, and I'm toast now. Yep. But a couple more tips here. Tactical sprints like this are good for getting from cover to cover. Like if I'm coming by here, I know there's an enemy down there. I'll want to run across, kind of reposition. But I wouldn't... It takes a long time to come back down to be ready to shoot. So just be careful of that. Another tip, in close quarters, point shooting is pretty effective. More effective if you are an SMG or are holding an SMG. All right, last couple of things here now that I got my sniper rifle. Vehicles have optics that you can shoot out. Let's see if I can see one, but first, there's that auto spot there. This thing right here will repair vehicles and reload them. So if you're missing some ammo or you're about dead in your vehicle, go back to base and reload. Most vehicles have little optics. You can see it by the little shining thingy there. I'm not going to be able to hit it because I'm terrible. But once you destroy those optics, they can see you. Where's this optics at? There it is. Okay, so you see how I hit those optics there? Okay, that took long enough. That's pretty much it. That's what you need to know right now in this game. There are more. We're gonna have more guides coming out, but I just wanted to give you a standard beginner's course here. Okay. One last thing. There's bullet drop. That's a good way to end it. Later, guys. Be bold, be courageous, stay tactical.